You good?
No.
Getting old?
Or my body doesn't bend that way, so.
Floor sill across the back always feels wonderful, right?
Yeah. What's up, guys? Good, man.
Zombie crawl.
Painful.
All right, we can throw the carpet back in
Okay.
when you're all set. Yeah.
I have 2 hands, so.
What does that mean? What the heck,
I
man?
grab the tools, or?
What's up, Mr. Williamberg? How are you doing today? So this is not an F-150. This is an XC90 Volvo. Now, we did a video on one of these many years ago, and we really didn't feel the need to update it with this because not much has changed. However, what has changed is there's now a couple different wiring harnesses available for it. The most popular one, the one that we just did today, is this guy here, the Spiral Audio. So this is the IXVO002, and it's good for 03 to 13. The nice thing about this, Tommy who? The nice thing about this is it has all the harnesses, all the fiber optic bypasses, but you are gonna lose the amplifier. But you're going to keep your steering wheel controls, you're gonna keep your backup sensors. This one also had an antenna in it, which is unique because most of the time these don't have antennas. So you have to do a window mount antenna. This one had it, but they don't make an antenna adapter per se for it. So it has like these dual Volkswagen style antennas, which they make a dual version for. However, to get it to work, this is what it looks like. And you just pull them out and plug them back in, and it's amplified and works like a nice. You have a question? We'll ask your question. 26 and snowing in Nashville. Anyways, so what we did is we added a backup camera, which was a bear. That took a while, but Fernando did a bang up job on that. As you can see, there's the backup camera right there. Anytime you work on one of these, no matter what you do, this is the car you disconnect the battery on. There's not a question. You got to disconnect the battery. You can I come stay with you? It's negative 30 with wind chill. I mean, I'm gonna say no, but I mean, not because I don't love you. I mean, you know, it's just like I'm married and Sue would kill me. But you know, I can relate. No, I can't. No, not at all. All right, so Stubby, STI, ask your question. Greetings from Kentucky in 26. All right, I just want you guys to feel bad. All right, so that's rainwater. That's the sun and blue skies. It is 82 right now. It's 82. It's hot. It's miserable. I'm over here sweating. I'm not gonna lie. This is like ridiculous. Yeah. But let's take a look at this. So, like we said, disconnect the battery. Metro makes a nice dash kit that we're using in this one here. So we put in the ILX W650. So those actually, we had 4 of those out of the 20 or 30 we have on back order. There you go, Cape Coral 85. I thought it was CEA 2006. It's National Hate Florida Day. I thought every day was Hate Florida Day. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you know, the news and whatnot really doesn't help us out. All right, so here's your volume. So as you can see, that's working. We'll pan back so you can get my hand in there. So that's doing what it's supposed to do. Fernando, can I borrow your foot for a second? 26 in Houston. Oh my gosh, that's dude. 20. It's 20 degrees in Houston. I need your foot. You walk past. 28 Massachusetts, 73 in Jacksonville. See, there you go.
What are we doing?
Put your foot on the brake. Perfect, thank you. And there we go. So now we have a nice, could you close the back door? Can we close that yet?
No.
Not yet? Oh, there's the backup sensor. All right, so here we go. Here is, I guess we should bring it down some. Probably.
No, it's not close all the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But
Thank
they
you.
have an idea.
Yeah. Oh, there's a random person.
People.
Yep, don't hit the people.
That's what you have back
But the backup sensors, you heard that, which is something that you couldn't do without the kit. So, whoa, that didn't work. So, There you go. 66 in Vegas. All right, you're good. Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay.
Low 30s in Louisiana. The colder weather is coming back here tomorrow. 70 is not colder weather, Sue.
No,
Definitely not colder weather. But thank you. Oh, by the way, I was going to text you. You guys can eat dinner on your own tonight. I'm going to have my leftover soup.
What?
Sue was on here. Rockford preloaded sub box. Which do you like better, the 10 sealed or the 12 ported? Kia Optima. So they make both 10s and 12 sealed. There's actually one sitting right here. This is the one we took out of Haley's car. It was the 10 right there. I mean, the 10 and 12. You okay?
No.
You want me to do it?
How do you do?
All right, here. Hold this. You take over.
Oh, whoa.
No, you're fine. What do you like better, the 10 or the 12?
What are we talking about?
The P300.
I'm gonna say the 12.
So would you get a P300 or a P500?
I would get a P500.
P500.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. If you have the room, get the P500. Don't play around.
That's how it goes. Ah,
It's okay, man.
that's an engineer's secret, man.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Whoa, good booger shot. All right, so there you go. Dean, what's up? Fernando, how's it going? Pros and cons of active setup. Pros, you get to control your own destiny. You get to fine tune the EQ much better. You get to choose, there again, refine the time alignment much better. Cons, you get to, all the things that are pros are equally cons. That's the problem with active, is that you now have double the amount, sometimes triple the amount of adjustments than you had passively. So that can be an advantage and a disadvantage depending on how good you are. So that's it. That's really what it comes down to. Advantages of, like I said, like passive, you don't get as much adjustment, but it's easier to do, I guess. Sometimes, I don't know, a lot of people get all, like, would you agree a lot of people start freaking out, like passive DSP, they just totally blows their mind?
Passive DSP?
Yeah, like, you know, when we do a set of components up front passive with the DSP, and people are like, how do you do that?
Oh, why would you do that?
Well, there's always the why would you do that? It's because we want it to sound better. But yeah, it's weird. I know.
People are so sad.
Northern India in a winter stormy advisory. Ooh, hey, it's 64 in LA, because I love LA. Oh, I like that song. Not really.
Yeah.
Here we go. Good to see you guys. Good to see you too. It's 20 in Houston. All right, I have installed the Rockford Fosgate R2 750 x5 in my Honda Accord 2018, but I do have the stock OEM speakers. The question, what RMS speakers should I buy or recommend me a set of speakers in front and rear? Update on the Nakamichi DSP. We have no updates whatsoever on the Nakamichi DSP. The only thing they paid us to do was the unboxing and then the how-to manual, and that's what we did. Other than that, haven't done anything with it. Back to the original thing. You got a R2 750.5 powering a system. Factory Honda speakers in it right now. What would you upgrade to? What would you think would be a good upgrade? I mean, some Maximos or the Maximus, the things that we've been talking about all day. Great value if you want. Check out the Morel Maximus with the US on the end, not Maximos. Maximos are good too, but the Maximus is an exceptional deal, and they come as a component set only, which is great for an Accord. Because you have components all the way around if you wanted to. You could also just do Maximos in the rear. Access from Focal would be nice. Possibly the Cento Pros. You could always go the other way and go branded, meaning you could go something like some Kenwood Exelons, Alpine R-Types. But there's somewhere in that $150 price range is probably going to be where you're going to want to be at. Most of those are all going to handle about the same amount of power and give you that, performance. buy yourself some fast rings, and I would recommend strongly doing a little bit of sound treatment in the door, specifically around the speaker itself. You don't have to go full crazy baked potato, but definitely add something behind the speaker and to the baffle where the speaker is going to get mounted. Ooh, there he is. Hey, Fernando. Do you accept cars that is transported from audio system installations from out of state? I mean, I suppose it's just a matter of figuring out what you want done. Most people drive their cars here and just stay at a hotel for the 2 days while we work on it.
But the guy that he drove,
that guy was
F-250, and he pulled his Porsche.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He bring the Porsche.
Yeah, he flipped. Yeah, we did both cars, so we had both his cars all week. We worked on one the first part of the week and the other one the second half of the week. You guys making install things look too easy. Glad that there's someone out there. Okay, no problem.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. We just make it look easy. What 6.5 components would you recommend for a 2010 Silverado? $1,200 budget. Need loud setup. Keep up with my Sundown 12s. I have audio control 4.800 for them. Well,
speakers, huh?
I would recommend going with probably some T2s, Rockford T2s. But you got $1,200 budget though, so you could probably go bigger. So maybe some
with the SPL Hertz.
Oh,
you have Sundown speakers.
Good
crazy.
Call.
Yeah,
Hertz makes the SPL show line. They make because you don't necessarily need imaging, you just need loud. They make the SPL show tweeters, which will fit up where that 3.5 is. We just did a set of those. You could probably see them on the Instagram show 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago Monday. So not this Monday, but the previous Monday. We showed those going into a Nissan? Toyota. They make a 6x9 SPL show too that's super loud. But yeah, they sound great. You won't have a problem keeping up. So maybe check those out. What type of enclosure would... Now, if you want sound quality though, well, no, never mind. I was gonna say K2s cost too much. What type of enclosure would be good for a Diamond Audio D312? So, years ago when we used to be a Diamond dealer, I would always build. They had like, it wasn't necessarily a transmission line. It was just a really long ported box. So like the ports were like, they'd snake through the box like a transmission line, and they always sounded phenomenal. But ported box for sure. Ported box. Tweeter pops sometimes because cap protection. A lot of the times. Depends on what kind of factory, like if you're using a factory amplifier to power them, like a deck or something like that, you could get tweeter pop because of that. Yep. My Access DSP in the Accord doesn't read flat. What did you guys do to get a perfect signal? Okay, first off, it depends on whether or not you had the digital version of it, meaning you plugged it in with the little tiny coax black cable, and or you had the non-amplified system. So if you have the 10 speaker premium sound system, then it will read flat. If you have the non-premium sound system and you just plugged it in and it didn't have the digital and you ended up going high level into it, then it won't read flat because the radio is EQ'd. So that's kind of where you're at there as far as the differences between the two. So if you have the premium and it's not reading flat, then see if you have any of the EQ on. Otherwise, it's not going to read flat. It's going to have some. Now, you could use that to de-EQ it and make it flat and go into another DSP if your DSP you're going to use doesn't have de-equalization. So it's kind of the best of both worlds there. I sent you a message yesterday. Wouldn't know, didn't read it.
Everything's good.
Ported for sure. Hey, Georgia. Ordered my DM810 LC. Probably going to use Morel Virtus Nano Carbons. Can't wait. Neither can I. You're going to love it. I can't wait either. Yeah, we read that one. Yes, we do cars from out of town. Hey, from Akron, Ohio. Package went out via UPS for you gentlemen. Should arrive Thursday. Oh, Big Toys. That's our guy. That's our guy from Ohio.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, that's cool. Hi, guys. Thomas from Dominican Republic. What's up, guys? F-150 Stormtrooper from last year. If I change out my subwoofer ACM to the 1800, Is it just a swap out, or do we need to retune? Nope, you're all good. It's just a swap out. The only thing, if it's the one I'm thinking about where we set the amp up. Remember, we had the LC 4.800, and then we did the ACM 1.300, and we figured out where it was going to be because he was going to swap it out for the LC 1.800. So no, it should just be a direct swap out, and of course setting the gains. So other than that, it should be all good to go, because you're just going to have more bass, which, you know, we kind of figured you would at some point anyways. But yeah, and the wiring is right where it needs to be. So yeah, we thought ahead.
Hi, Morel.
Oh, is Morel there? Oh. Ooh, we're working on something. Working on something big. I have an 04 Honda Odyssey. I want to upgrade my car stereo, but I don't know the particular one to purchase. I don't either. There are a lot to choose from. I can see where you're, you know, what do I buy? What do I buy? Pick a brand you like. I mean, the big brands are Sony, Pioneer, Alpine, Kenwood, JVC. Find features that you like. I mean, yeah, I mean, they're all nice. There's lots of videos on how to use them. Just watch some videos, and if you don't have any local guys around you with them on the display, just check out some videos and see what features you like. I mean, I know not everyone does the in-depth videos that we do, but you know, there's some. I mean, I have Kenwood. I have Kenwood JVC, so those are the ones I use. That mid from the Carbon Nano fit just fine in the dash of my 07 Dodge Caliber. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you were asking about that the other day. That's spectacular. How do fast rings hold with Florida weather? Surprisingly well. I mean, yes, they do extremely well. We don't have any issues with them falling apart. What do you got?
Go all the way up.
Go all the way up. Going all the way up. Sorry, I fell behind. Yeah.
More. Right there.
Send you guys a package too, Dean. Ooh, do you need any mug? Another mug. Do you need another mug?
I'm okay.
You sure?
Need another mug?
I'm good with my mugs. Good with my mugs.
I
Haley,
thought you say that Haley.
no, Haley stole my thermos.
Oh, okay.
She stole my thermos, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm good with that. But no, I'm good with mugs. Unless
Thank
you want
you.
us to give some away, because we love giving away things, as you know. Just saying. I have 4 8-ohm speakers and 2 4-ohm massive speakers and 2 8-ohm. Can I wear all of these speakers in series and put on 1 amp? So what you would have to do is do some math, and as long as you stay above the ohm load that the amplifier can handle, you're fine. The question I would have is, why would you want to put them all in 1 amp? Because I'm thinking maybe 2-channel, possibly 4-channel, but it probably needs to be a 6-channel. So, and if they all need to be crossed over at different frequencies, technically yes, if you get 1 6-channel amp, you're good to go. You know who makes a lot of multi-channel amplifiers that are just power? Kicker. The Marine line, the green stuff, the KS green stuff. They make like a 6, they make like an 8. So, and you don't need a ton of power for all those speakers. Like, you don't need to put 250 watts to them like they say. That's ridiculous. They'll never, that's just silly. Wire, yeah, I don't. Can I use an install bay Bluetooth device to run a whole system? Yes, you're talking about the Metro piece. Why, yes, of course. Yes. I need one. Have you guys worked on a Nissan Rogue yet? 2018 and up. Any issues with access for steering wheel controls? You know, it's funny. No, Sue actually has that particular car, and we haven't done anything in it. We have a full system for it, but we've done Rogues in the past and haven't had any problems with steering wheel interfacing. So I don't think there would be a problem. Really, the only steering wheel problems that we run into nowadays, like right now, that just seem to be a headache, are on some of these newer, inexpensive Kenwood radios. Those are the ones that are, it's a 50-50 shot, obviously. It's either going to work or not work. Yeah, look at the math there. Where we're having a couple issues with them working properly, especially on like the access steering wheel control interfaces. But I've heard people saying that the packs equally have problems, so I don't know. But no, as long as you're getting the better one, you know, like Kenwood Exelon or something like these are the cheapies, the $200 and whatnot.
Yeah.
Dean doesn't need a mug, but I'll take a t-shirt.
What's that, Elias?
Oh my gosh. All right, let's scroll on down. Thank you. Mobridge USA, ever heard of it? Brilliant. Yes, of course. We use, yes, Yes, of course, Mobridge. Actually, Mobridge just came out with their new A to B piece. So the next A to B we're gonna get the Mobridge instead of the Zen, so we can try that out. I'm pretty excited because I want to hear what theirs decoding sounds like compared to the Zen piece. But yeah, no, Mobridge is like the go-to. If you've got a German car, you go to Mobridge. So they're just finally starting to get a little bit more active. They've been kind of dormant for years and not really like doing stuff. They do way more European stuff than they do US stuff, but now that they're moving into the A to B interface, I assume that we're gonna see a revitalization of the Mobridge. But yeah, what do you think about installer? I have no idea. What's up, my favorite peeps?
What's up, Georgia?
What do you guys think about Audio Frog products? Ooh, what do you think about Audio Frog products?
Oh man, I would love to hear the 9-inch.
Oh, the new GB. Is that a GB? It's an 8-inch. I thought it was an 8-inch.
It is an 8-inch?
I think it's an 8-inch. Big fan of Ground Zero. Great, big fan of those too, but big fan of Audio Frog. Love the Audio Frog stuff. The GB stuff is phenomenal for sure. If it's in your budget, definitely. Plan on going full active though. Just plan on going full active. Dip my toes into the DSP world. What's a good DSP to start with? Alpine ILX 207, into 2 old MTX and 1 Rockford amp. I'm kind of torn. You know, so I'm thinking simple, like a simple DSP. Like the PXE 0850S, or now the X version, which you might be able to find a deal on an S. The X is the newer version of the S. I think their subwoofer level control might be the difference between the two. I'm not sure. I really haven't put too much effort into looking to see what the different ones. But I ran the S in my car for the last 2 years, and it's been fabulous. The software in it is super easy to wrap your head around with. A lot of DSPs use that same software, so it's fairly, I mean, we've played with probably a half dozen or so DSPs that all have that same software. So if you can wrap your head around that, then you're good to go. But yeah, I might check that out. It's pretty reasonable too. Of course, down from that, you could look at the audio control, the DM608, the DM810, both phenomenal pieces. Very easy to use software. We just did a review on Saturday of the save features in the D series amplifiers, which is the exact same as the DSP processors. So you might want to take a look at that on Saturday. It was like the first 20 minutes of the Saturday live show. See how you like the way that looks. And then of course you still have the DSR1, which is the Rockford piece. It's only got 4 channels of input though. You probably want 6. So, well, there you go. There's enough to kind of get you going. Oh, that's a wonderful question. I have an Android head unit. Would the LC1i benefit the sound? Okay, you're on the right path. Definitely on the right path. But what you may want to look at is the matrix from Audio Control. Okay? The LC1i...
Like this?
Yes, it does that to the sound. The matrix would probably be what you would want to do that. However, any DSP is going to have those features built into it, but the LCQ1 is definitely not going to hurt, and for the price point that it is, you will probably notice an immediate sound difference. So, yeah, but if you wanted to do like all 6 channels, the matrix would be the way to go, or just go straight up to a DSP.
Somebody's throwing my car.
MTI is great. If you're looking for an awesome box, definitely head over to MTI. DSR1 has preamp into DSR1 is preamp into DM608. Should I use the bass knob for bass level control or on the DSR1, or get the ACR3 and use the DM608 for bass level? Ooh, you know what I would do? All right, so if I have a DSR1 as my preamp, I can run a bass knob into that and set that up as punch bass.
Okay.
I could use the bass, so it'd be like an epicenter kind of thing. So you could use the bass knob for a DSR1 as punch bass, and then I would get the AC3 to control the subwoofer level if my amplifier didn't already have a bass knob. If my amplifier already had a bass knob, then I would just use that. But otherwise, yeah, I would have 2 knobs. One for boomy fat bass and one for subwoofer level, because The nice thing about the DSR1 is it has punch bass in it. And a lot of people, it's like we set it up, but you don't get to use it as much as you would like. So that would be cool. That'd be a really cool feature. What do you think about installer? YouTube channel that says all commercial brands are crap. He says only Helix, Brax work. The only way to build SQ in those European brands. Well, I mean, the sad thing is I'd have to send me a link to who it is, but commercial brands. Helix is a commercial brand. All right, it's not an independent. It's a commercial brand. They make Audio Tech Fisher is the parent company for the whole 9 yards, and those guys are banking and making stuff for everybody. So it's a branded product. I mean, if we're talking about like that's a silly question.
I think everybody has different.
Everyone has different opinions. There's we were talking to somebody the other day that like Moscone is the only DSP he will use. That's it. He just uses a Moscone and he will not use any other DSP. He explained to me why. I nodded and said, makes perfect sense. Go with God, my friend. There's other guys that will only use Audison. Like they started with the bit and they've just transitioned through to the HD, to the Nove, and then to the new, what is it called? I always get it wrong.
The Virtuoso.
Virtuoso. And that's all they'll use. I'm a little bit more open-minded. I like to play with everything. So yeah, there's some DSPs that are better than others, for sure. Are there some features built into DSPs that are better than others? There again, for sure. But to say that you can't do something with any other brand except that one, yeah, I'm gonna go with a big no on that.
I just like the Clarion 9 banding.
I thought it was 7 bands.
Oh, hey,
73 EQ.
Bands, that's right.
Anything for a 2021 Silverado? If it has the Bose system in it, Nav TV makes the AVB adapter for it. That's AVB. But otherwise, no.
DVB.
If it had, okay, so if the 2020, it depends on the harnesses that they have, because some of the 2021s actually still have the older harnesses, in which case you're okay. But if it has the new AVB system, it's got the new square harness, in which case, either way, if it's not Bose, then there's nothing. It's just cut and go. Have you ever done aftermarket Mazda CX-7? Not in a long time. Not in the current one. I also have the Epicenter. Ooh, well then use that.
Yes?
Yeah.
How can I help you?
What to keep head unit? I have no idea. Can I run 2 ohm speakers on a 4 ohm amp?
All right. How will you do a DSP and a BMW 7 Series replacing 14 interior speakers and 2 subs?
Well, the first thing I would do is I'd head over to Mobridge.
Yep.
And I get my Mobridge adapter.
Yep.
So my Mobridge adapter is going to give me the output. So depending on which DSP I'm going to go with, I'm either going to get the Mobridge adapter that's going to take that fiber optic system over to Toshlink, or I'm going to get the Mobridge adapter that's going to take it over to RCA. Once I've got that, then I have to sit and evaluate what speakers I actually need for what I'm trying to do. So those under-seat subwoofers, definitely going to want to keep those. Don't necessarily need to use them as subwoofers, but I don't want to lose them because that's where all my mid-bass is going to come from. There's going to be a 4 and a tweet, going to keep those.
Yeah.
Whether I need to run those passive or active really just depends. The factory is running them passively, meaning the 4 and the tweeter are going to be on the same channel. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of figuring out how far you want to go, how big your amplifiers are going to be. Audison does make a couple stereos that are designed to work with the Forza to just plug into these things and give you outputs. But most of the time when there's 14 speakers in the stereo, you really aren't going to be retaining all 14. You may want to forego the center channel because you're going to be doing time alignment for the driver. Now, if you want to keep the center channel, which there's nothing wrong with, well, then you would upgrade that accordingly and make sure you have a channel for it. The rear usually has like 6 speakers in the back. Right away, you're probably going to need to take all 6 of those out and just put 2, unless you're trying to go full active in the back as well, which some people do. So it's just a matter of figuring out what speakers you want to keep,
How many channels?
and what speakers you don't. And then once you've figured that out, move down to the channels and amplifiers. You know, you don't have to go crazy. A lot of the times when you look at like the BMW speakers that you can buy to replace in those, which now everybody makes, Sound Digital makes them, Audison makes them, Focal makes them, Rockford makes them, Power Bass even makes them now. So there's a ton of them to choose from. And
Subway makes them.
okay, Dion. Figure out which ones you want, how efficient they are, and then you can get into amplifiers that work accordingly. Like the Forza style amplifiers, which everyone also makes. Arc makes those. Obviously Forza's Audison. Moscone makes a version of that. That's an 8-channel DSP amplifier. You can kind of work your way around and figure out what you're trying to do. On the 2020 Honda Accord, do you recommend the Helix DSP? I have but a JL Audio W7 sub and HD. Well, I mean, you just have a sub. Why would you need a DSP? I mean, if you're going to plan on upgrading the system to a full amplified system, then yeah, the Helix DSP, or maybe get one of the Helix like amplified DSPs, like to make a couple 8-channel, 10-channel, 12-channel DSPs that would allow you to, and then have a sub out. So maybe that would be what you'd want to look at. Maybe I should turn the bass. There you go.
Do you replay this? Do you replay this one? 2021 Trailblazer with both system.
No.
Full system install.
Yep.
Audio control or Pack Amp Pro?
It's a 2021, so the Pack Amp Pro isn't going to work. They're again Nav TV AVB. So, and then that's just the preamp section. So an Amp Pro and a DSP are not the same thing. One is going to feed the other, so you have to get the signal to the DSP still. So if your car could take an Amp Pro, you go Amp Pro into DSP, DSP and amplifier. For that one, you'll probably need the Nav TV AVB piece, and then out of that into the DM608 or 810, out of that into the amplifier. So it's just getting you a preamp. All you're doing is getting preamp. It's not a DSP.
Hey, Naples, Florida.
Hey, Bobby.
Bobby's here.
Bobby's here.
It's snowing over there too?
In Naples?
No.
I mean, it might be snowing in Naples.
Where
Where Bobby's at? Oh, I don't know. Hey, Dean Fernando, phone installer here in Naples. Awesome. It's got to be even hotter in Naples.
Yeah.
Components, Rockford Fosgate speakers, are they good choice for Rockford Fosgate R2 75x4? I mean, the T2s, the only speakers I like that Rockford makes are the T2s. T1 coaxials, T2 components. Those are like go-to super loud speakers. It's not enough power. It's not enough power. I feel you'd need more power.
For
the T2s. I mean, primes would be okay. Like, you could do primes. I don't mind primes. I kind of think those are nice. I'm just not a punch fan. I've never been a fan of the punch. I just don't think they sound good. There's so much nicer stuff in that category that you can buy. Ooh.
I like it.
Voce Quattro, okay, 2-ohm. Honestly, I don't know. 2-ohm stereo, yes. 2-ohm mono, no. Because it's a 4-channel amp, so 62 and crap load of wind. Good DSP for about 350 bucks. Whew. You're gonna have to go shopping.
Yeah. I don't know if the Ground Zero 4 to 8.
Oh yeah.
Or 4 to 6, I think.
Yeah. The mini DSP.
Like that Ground Zero.
Yeah, that's probably about that price.
Yeah.
Either that or it's like $399, so it's pretty close. Yeah, check out the Ground Zero stuff. Audio systems in the house. It's not hot in the shop right now. Saturday was hot here. Oh, down in Naples? Yeah, it's hot in the shop right now. I gotta. It's like.
It's hot everywhere.
I don't want to work.
Florida's hot.
All right, I think we should probably get this out of here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, listen, we're gonna back this car out. Tonight is Monday, which means 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be doing it. We're gonna be having fun. we're gonna be doing over on Facebook Q&A. So more of this, more of talking about the weekend and catching everybody up. So make sure you head over there to Facebook tonight at 6:30, and we will be there taking your questions and having a good time. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Where are you going, man?
I'm going home.
Nah, we still got 25 minutes. Yeah.
I'm leaving.
On a jet plane, don't know when you'll be back again.
Yep.
Good after, whatever. Happy 5 o'clock, 6. It's 6. Hey, what's going on? It's 6 o'clock. How's everybody doing today? This one's neat. So we just got finished working on a Dakota. What year did we decide this was? Did we ever figure that out?
I never figured it out.
I don't think we ever even looked. Had a radio in it already. We called it the Mickey Mouse Dash back in the day.
2005.
Anyway, it's 2005. Oh, wow.
What does that mean?
Well, that's why they had the Metro harness in here, because 2005 was the only, Metro was the only one that made an interface for this, I think. Maybe that was just the Alpine system. Either way, it doesn't matter because the factory amp died. And he was like, my amp doesn't make sound and I want new stuff. But we put a double din in it. And this is the first time we'd ever done this, so I wanted to show you guys what it looked like in case you have. Send some Florida weather our way, please. Johnny, I would love to, but right now it's like 64. So it was 82 yesterday when we left. At this time yesterday it was 82 and it's 64 now. So we're finally getting some of the cold weather. I get it, 64 is way better than like 10. So hold on, Fernando, blow some cold weather Johnny's way, or warm weather. There you go. What the hell? Anyway, so as I was saying, it's better than 18. Yeah, exactly. 64 would be perfect. I know, right? 28 San Antonio. We were just talking about Texas. It's funny.
Crazy.
Have you seen the AR support Silverado without Bose only and no? Wait a minute. Have you seen the AR support Silverados without Bose only and no DSR1? Well, yes and no. So the DGM3 was designed for that. It controls the chime through the AR, but at the moment we're waiting for the RCA1 to come out so that things like that can happen. So we're waiting for a specific harness, which hopefully will start shipping here in the next couple days, by the end of the month. I don't know, we'll talk about that on Friday. Anyways, back to the Durango. I want to show you guys the dash. Dakota. Let me show you this dash in this Dakota because it's pretty cool. So this is an 05. If you guys have ever seen one of these dashes, this is a new Metro dash kit that they make. It comes with this huge piece of plastic that you put over the dash, and it has little pen spots that you cut and you drill in for. There's 2 screws here, there's 2 screws here, and you sand it away to fit this in there. And Fernando dug it out of the trash can for me. So there's the instructions. Let me see this. So this is the piece of plastic that it comes with. As you can see, this is the Mickey Mouse style back piece.
Mickey Mouse.
We called these because these were little ears, so we called it Mickey Mouse. So anyways, you line this up on here, and then these little tracing pieces here are, you just boom, draw that, and then you remove this whole portion of the bottom down here.
Wait,
what am I waiting for?
I'm in the radio.
You're in the radio.
Oh my gosh! Okay, never mind.
Oh my god, the guy's mental. We've been at this way too long.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, got a headache. I don't know. Anyways, if you have a 05 and you were like, I wonder what that looks like, now you know.
Go to metroonline.com.
Do you remember the old MTX Terminator amps? Yes, I do. Thank you for being curious. Look at the map light. Looking at the map lights, are you in a Toyota Tundra? No, believe it or not, this is a Dodge. This is old school Dodge, man. This is all Dodge.
So the MTX, that's what they call Terminator?
Terminators. You have Terminators, you have RFLs.
I'm just thinking that would be cool when the amplifier go in protection. It should be like a sign. I'll be back. You see that?
We've been at this way too long, guys. I apologize. We've been doing this way too much. Oh, Lance in the house. What's up, Lance? Elias is here. Nice dash kit. It is a nice dash kit. Metro, you know, I've said it before. Metro is really stepping up their dash kit game. Last couple dash kits we've had from them that are the newer dash kits, they've been doing a pretty good job. So I'm pretty excited about that because, you know, it's one of those things where you really want a manufacturer to succeed, and when they're the manufacturer that is running the fastest in front of everyone, you just want them to come out with good products. So kudos to them for coming out with a nice dash kit. Thanks, Elias. Hey. You need to make a splash screen with your face on it.
Splash screen?
Yeah, when the radio powers up, that first thing, that's Johnny. Yeah, just like, yeah, and do that. That would be fun. Oh, we'll do both of us. We'll have like a, yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Too much salsa, Fernando. Oh, dude, let me tell you what. Speaking of salsa, this goofball yesterday, he loves chips. Like, he loves chips, and he gets, of course, the fire chips. And then he puts his
Valentina?
Puts the Valentina sauce all over it. So they're already like hotter than hell. Like the powder on them was ridiculous. I was choking. And he wets them down with Valentina. I was like, that's probably not going to make them as hot because I think the chips were hotter without the Valentina. Either way, he gets done eating the whole bag. It's one of those medium-sized bags. And he goes, I don't feel good. I'm like, no kidding. Really? This is what he does though, man. And he opens the bag up like there's no rolling it shut. Like he cuts the whole bag open. It's all or nothing, man.
That's it, man. You gotta go, man.
It's all or nothing with him. MTX Terminator, same time period as the Blue Thunders. Yeah, MTX Blue Thunders. I thought we had one on the wall, but I guess we don't. Wait a minute. Rockford acoustic. Power acoustic, bazooka, kicker, trio, big ass Rockford, Alpine kicker, Orion. No, we don't. Huh? Bummer. I thought we did. I had a Blue Thunder. Ooh, yeah, Civic, good times. Yeah, Civic's good time. Fernando needs a vacation. Dude, we all need a vacation. Let's be honest. This is Groundhog Day 2021, so it's like just. I think it started in February of last year, and it's just been one long work fest.
That is correct.
So did the RFL stand for what? So what did the RFL stand for in the old MTX amps? Do you know what it stands for?
Which one?
RFL. It's an acronym.
RFL.
Yeah. The F is what you think, and the R and the L was really loud.
What it stands for?
Really? So RFL.
Okay.
The F is what you think.
Really?
Yeah. And then it's really
F loud?
Yes. Yeah. You gotta ask me that question on Hi-Fi Vegas show that I do Thursday night. I'll spell it out for you there. Fernando's too young to remember those amps. Yes. Yes.
Dude, I started working yesterday in here.
I don't know what that has to do with anything. Hey, speaking of Texas, Mel's in the house.
Hey, Mel.
New speaker subs in Dakota. No, this is just a straight up radio. So this rolled in here. Another shop had put a radio in the dash a while ago. We're assuming it had to be a while ago. And all we know is it came in, there was no sound. It had a single DIN Kenwood in the dash, which we replaced with the double DIN Alpine. He has some Kenwoods in here, some factory tweeters there, and he had the factory, going the wrong direction. He had the factory here in the back, but no sound. So what we did is put new speakers in the back to finish it off, bypass the Infinity amplifier that's located here in the kick panel. So this is where the factory Infinity amplifier is. We bypassed that. We used a pack harness that was close, and then we just repinned a bunch of stuff like we normally do to get it to go up and ran it into here. So now the radio is powering everything. Steering controls work and life is good. I mean, isn't that what you're hoping for? I mean,
always.
Yeah, so nothing special, just I really thought it was cool, the dash kit, because I haven't done one of these, and you know, I just like to show you guys cool stuff. Fernando needs a vacation. Apparently you need a vacation. How do you stop the plastic cup on the windshield from rattling?
Plastic cup on the windshield?
Turn your bass down. Easy enough. I mean, that's the answer for everything, right?
No, just turn the bass all the way
Their
up.
Jeep TJ Double Din Dash is awesome. We actually did one of those earlier today. So that was the second car we worked on? The Jeep? Yeah, that was the second car we worked on today. Yeah, so it's been a busy day. So today's one of those, like, what's up, boys? Finally catch up with you guys. Hey, Victor.
Tommy.
When you do alarms, how do you connect wires if the space is so tight? I don't like to do alarms, but when I do them, I still solder them in. It's a pain in the butt, but...
Tommy?
Tommy who?
Elias.
What, is it going to be Elias who? Is this some kind of a game? Getting ready to do a full install on my wife's Wrangler with some KS components up front, two-way up top, and a Comp RT down far an 8-inch box. I would go with the 10 or 12. I'm not gonna lie. It's a Jeep, you're gonna want that extra bass. But I understand, but I'd still go with a 10 or 12. I'm not a big, Fernando, what was your first stereo you put in your car?
First?
First.
My first.
Yeah,
that was
first.
bazooka.
The stereo, the radio.
The bazooka.
You just put a bazooka in it?
I just put a bazooka.
Factory radio?
I had an Alpine. I don't remember what Alpine.
Did it come in the car, or did you buy it?
It came in the car. No.
So was this the Cavalier?
The one that I buy, I pay for it. That was the bazooka.
So you bought a bazooka, like a tube?
Bazooka. Yeah. It was an 8-inch.
You bought an 8-inch bazooka for the Cavalier?
Yeah.
So you had a Cavalier convertible with an 8-inch bazooka?
And then I took it out and put it in the Acura.
Did it even make noise in that convertible?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm curious.
No,
really?
yeah.
That did it for you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. He was a bazooka guy.
I mean, that was not in the trunk. That was behind the seat.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. That was
Okay.
Not in the trunk.
All right. There we go. Now that makes. Did you try it in the trunk, or did you immediately put it in the back?
Not even in the trunk.
Behind the driver's
Why?
seat?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Right there.
Now, when you put it in the Acura, did you put it in the trunk? Or
Yes.
behind?
No, that was in the trunk.
Was that a
Acura.
hatchback or a
that was a
sedan?
hatchback? That was
Was
a
it Integra?
1992 Integra.
Oh, okay. All right. Which one had gold wing doors?
No, that was the Honda Civic. 1997 Honda
You
Civic.
just had a
with
lot of cars.
Lamborghini doors that we buy, and it's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Elias is laughing at you. What's Fernando ripping up the bag? Oh, what's Fernando ripping up the bag? That was a joke. Because we had to bag it back up, so I was like, slow it down, man.
Yeah.
Quick question. I have 2 runs of 0 gauge from my 300 amp alternator to my battery. Is a 300 amp alternator... All right, wait a minute. Quick question. I have 2 runs of 0 gauge from my 300 alternator to my battery. It's a 300 amp alternator. Do I what? Well, that was the end of the question. I don't know. Remember when you guys ran CRXs with solar barracks? Oh my gosh. Dude, CRX with 215s, like dropped in perfect. Oh, that was a good time. Yeah, that was a good time. What Alpine deck did you put in the Dakota? Believe it or not, this is the ILX W650. We got 4 of them in the other day, and so we needed this because he has the access steering wheel control interface, and the other radio Paul was trying to sell him was one of the new inexpensive Kenwoods, and those don't work so well with the access steering wheel controls. You need to use a resistor, and sometimes it just doesn't, and I didn't want to play with that because I don't have that kind of time. So they're the same price, so we just went with the Alpine, and it worked like a champ, like we knew it would. So and I like it simple. Do I run 150 amp fuse or 2 300 amp fuses? I see what you're getting at.
Okay.
I mean, the combined total, you'd run 2 150 amp fuses, because 2 300 amp fuses would be 600 amps of protection. You need 300 amps of protection. So 150 on each one would be what I would do. Really effing loud, yes. Can we see your top 10 4-channel amplifiers? 10 of them?
Top 10?
I don't have 10 4-channel amplifiers that I like that much. I really don't even have 10 amplifiers that I like that much. Well, I know there is, but I don't think I have 10. I mean, okay, so there'd have to be criteria. You need to set some boundaries. That would be the only way we could make that happen.
And some of these 4-channel amplifiers we don't carry, so we don't have that.
How do you connect wires for alarms in tight spaces? Dude, it's not easy, man. You know, it's not easy. Trust me, I understand, but you know,
that's what takes a lot.
It just takes time. It sucks. Oh, I know. Trust me. There's been wires like up in the top of the dash that you got to get to, and you're up there trying to strip that stuff back to solder it into it. Oh, the allure of a T-tap is just calling your name. Oh.
Talk about alarms. When I installed like one of the first alarms, that was in a Saturn.
Yeah.
Right, and I didn't know that you gotta close the doors to unlock. And believe me, I was like 12 at night, 1 o'clock, trying to like, okay, it doesn't work, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work. So I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'll just come back tomorrow and figure it out. Close the door. Oh my God, it was magic. I was like, all this time, dude, you have.
You're the guy that he says, you know, don't waste all your time, just call tech support.
Well, dude, that was on Saturday, and we have those jobs like 7 at night.
Yeah.
Like that was.
I would kill him.
Nonsense.
Yeah, I would have killed him. Thoughts on Macintosh car amps? Used to have them. I had a whole Mac system in my car. I went from a Morel system to a Macintosh system because we stopped carrying Morel, and I had to transition to Macintosh. Had the Macintosh radio, amplifiers, speakers. Didn't do the sub because that didn't impress me. Back then, 20 years ago, it was awesome stuff. I don't think I would care for it right now. It's neat, but no. I mean, I think there's way cooler stuff out now. You know, given 20 years of time. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I just think there's way cooler stuff out now.
Can you give us a tour? Oh no, man.
Guys, when you're installing an amp 1.300, when tuning, where do you leave your head unit sub-volume? Also sub-volume noob. So if you're planning on running with the sub all the way up, that's where you would put it.
All the way up, yeah.
Put it all the way up.
Yeah. Because that's how you normally.
That's how you're gonna play it.
Yeah, exactly.
So set the head unit the way you want. What you'll probably find is you're gonna get distortion out of the head unit at right about 3 on the subwoofer level control, but you're not gonna stop there. I mean, if you're cool, so the right way to do it is set the maximum subwoofer output from the radio that you're planning on using. So if it on clipped is +3 volume, probably 2 from the top, which means you could probably go +5, but no one will ever do that. They're always going to run it at all the way up, so just set it all the way up and tune it from there. Have you guys ever installed an iPad dash kit? No, we haven't. I haven't installed an iPad dash in probably 15 years. Yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah. Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing good. We're doing okay.
Yeah.
Not having sound sucks, I know. Oh, yes. Well, yeah, driving from Ohio with no sound on a Bluetooth speaker in your front seat. Yeah, that would suck for sure. Running a JL 900.5, getting slight dimming, will Big 3 help? That depends. You have to kind of figure out what the problem is first. If you have like a crappy ground plane in the car, increasing the ground plane will help. However, if you have a good ground plane and you just don't have the amperage coming from the alternator, you're not going to get it by just putting bigger wire in the car. You know, it's not going to help. You might get an increase a little bit. So like if there's an 8 gauge going from the alternator to the battery, by increasing it to a 4 gauge, it's obviously going to help in the sense that it's going to stop limiting the flow. But the reason why the 8 gauge is in there is because that's all they thought the car was ever going to need. Big 3 doesn't take your alternator from 120 amp alternator to 150 amp alternator. It just helps to alleviate if there's any bottlenecks somewhere. So it doesn't always solve that issue. That's like power. When's the last time, how old is your battery? Do you have a 3-year-old battery? Replace the battery. But yeah, also, at nighttime with the headlights on, fog lights on, the air conditioning running, the stereo pumped up at a stoplight, it's gonna dim. It's definitely gonna dim.
What blade do you use to cut ABS plastic sheets?
It is on DNF Tool Drawer. So we have a link to the blade that we use for cutting plastic on DNF Tool Drawer. It's a plastic cutting blade. Never turn the bass down, bro. Always.
Are you a fan of the 6.5 subwoofers?
Am I a fan of the 6.5? Wow, I was living in the past there.
Are you?
And me? No. I would never own 6.5 inch subwoofers.
Really?
Yeah, I have no desire to. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't own them if that's all that I could do, but I don't like that, man. I like woofers.
Okay.
I mean, you got a thing for them. It's okay. That's why you got them. We got somebody. So you think I wasted money on a Comp RT 8 box? I don't think you wasted money. I just don't think it's going to be enough bass. I think you're going to want more bass. It's an 8. It's a Jeep. It's just like small. What's up from Texas?
Freezing Texas, brother.
Freezing Texas.
Crazy. He posted a picture, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Oscar. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Better off to be you guys. Because let me tell you what, if it gets that cold here, the world will stop spinning. I will not leave my house. And dude, we'd be screwed.
Oh yes.
I was thinking about that the other day, man.
Who has fireplace? Oh, my sister-in-law has.
I don't have a fireplace.
Oh, you guys can come.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Should bring Paul back on the show again. Saw that episode and it was pretty funny. I haven't even thought about it recently, to be honest with you.
What?
Having Paul on.
Oh, we have to find something to talk about.
Yeah, we'd have to find something to talk about because I mean, it's just like, I know the questions that we get asked, and that'd just be irritating.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to be something. We gotta figure it out.
Hey Dean, what's the model number of the Kenwood? Oh, wait a minute. Hey Dean, what's the model number of the Kenwood? Damn it. With this.
Really? That's like funny.
Aren't you giving me the model number?
DMX.
47 something S.
4707S?
Yeah, I think it's an 07.
I think so. It's a 4.
Yeah.
47. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a giant sound system on the semi trucks with? Not in a long time. Yeah, do it.
Right, so he's like, I'm trying the Kicker 6.5 RT box with the passive radiator.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but still not solid. Yeah, I mean.
Especially in RT.
Right.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. And there again, if it fits and that's what you have room for, there's nothing, and then there's that. I would much rather have that. I mean, dude, look, the 6.5, the Ground Zero 6.5 that we had, that you still have, is impressive as hell.
Oh, yeah.
It was impressive as hell.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Right.
You know, if I had 4 of them, maybe. Yeah, I would probably, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, a wall. Then it might be exciting.
Okay, sure. Do you think the Helix V12 will push Morel hybrids?
I don't know how much power
or
it
a
is.
little tight on power. I don't know how much power is that, but I would bridge them.
Yeah, I mean, if it's bridge, it's probably enough power.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the hybrids are okay. I mean, they're a little bit, I mean, that's what they're for. So, I mean, they're not as, they do work better on the smaller amounts of power compared to like the other speakers, but
right.
That's kind of the allure, is that
but I'm like,
you get that crazy sound out of them.
the more power, the better.
Are MB Cord speakers worth a damn? I mean, I don't know how to answer that. I mean, are they what they used to be back in the 90s? No, it's a different company. There's pretty much Chinese right now. Not that that's bad. They're not made where they used to be made. So that
All right. It's a 2017 Ram.
Yes.
With the Amp Pro.
Yes.
And a D6 1200. I have slightly static noise even when the engine is off. Static noise change pitch with the fog lights on also.
That sounds like you got something going on electrically with the car, not necessarily. There's something bleeding.
Right.
You have some kind of bleed happening.
I'm just thinking if the fog lights are HIDs.
That could be.
Those HIDs that are actually like.
Yeah, like a ballast.
Yeah, like a ballast. It's like.
Or the headlights too.
Because like normally you ground it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like, it sounds like you're getting some interference from something else in the car.
Yeah.
Yes, the two sounds good.
Really nice, yeah.
When tuning your install, do you adjust the EQ on the radio or just skip it? I have an Alpine ILXW650. I mean, if I have a DSP, do I even care about the one in the dash? No. If that's the only EQ I have, then that's what I'm tuning.
Right.
Yeah. So, no, it just depends. So, yeah, I think that answered that. I don't even know when I'm getting tired. What time is it?
It's
6:30. It's time to go. All right, guys, we're going to end it here. We got to get going. We got some stuff to do. So, you guys have a great rest of your night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. This has been 5 Minutes of 5-Star.
Bye.
Bye. Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing today?
Everybody's doing awesome.
Yeah?
It's raining.
It is raining. Look at that, Florida snow. It melts before it hits the ground. Oh, it melts before it falls from the sky. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, rain. Ooh, it's chilly. How's everybody doing today? We hope you're having a spectacular Friday. If you didn't catch the news this morning, make sure you definitely go catch the news. You guys want to see what Fernando's taking a picture of? I bet you do. Don't get too excited. Although, if you're a kicker fanboy, you're going to get excited. So this is actually we talked about this before. This is a part 2. So we did this F-150 sometime last year, I believe.
I guess.
We put a kicker key, that guy right there, in, and some new speakers off of the factory radio. We made the panel big enough so that they could add in a sub amp. Now originally it was going to be a Key 501. However, thanks to the 12 Days of Christmas, they won themselves a high 10. So this is the couple that won the high 10. And so we put that in today, and let's turn it on. I'll show you what it looks like. And dash. This has the the pack kit. I don't know why I said that. We have the pack kit, and there's the big unit powering up. Take your time. Do your thing. Tommy who? Nice to see some positive news coverage. Oh, I know, right? Good stuff. So there has the big high 10. They had that little tiny F-150. So their factory screen was about the size of 4 of these boxes. So as we can see, a substantial upgrade in that. But anyways, that's what went in. And of course, that changed up what we were gonna do in the back. Now we have a preamp section. So putting in the 501 key really didn't make sense because we didn't have to fix any of the signal. So that allowed us to go down to the 400, about the same amount of power, give or take. And they were able to get a different subwoofer. So just move the money around. Plus they had to buy the dash kit and all that other fun stuff. So, cause that dash kit's like super expensive. But anyways, so that's what happened in this. So this was a 2-part. One part was, yeah, you get it. You know what 2-part means, right? Yeah, easy enough. So that's what we got going on here. We're finishing this up. Look at that guy. Look at the level of commitment he has. Now this is, the unique thing here is that if you think about it, Fernando, this is an odd one because half of this amplifier was wired up by me, which would be the kicker key, and then the other half was wired up by you, which would be the 400.1. So that never happens.
That never happens.
That never happens, but yeah.
Well, I just trying to go the same as you have all the wiring.
Yeah.
I don't want to drill more holes in here. And,
yeah, but no, I'm glad we went a little bit bigger on the mount, just because that allowed that amp to go in there.
Yeah.
So pretty nice. Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah. So good times there. Now, in case you guys didn't catch the news or anything like that, tomorrow, Saturday, we will not be having a Saturday show. I took the day off to have some family time. Lazy? Wow. Okay. But, also, Check that out. Look at that.
Take it.
Ooh. The cabinets are all in.
Oh.
Yeah. Finished those up last night.
That was so much fun last night.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So yeah, there you go. We have all the cabinets in. Now we just have to go through and figure out how we want to arrange everything. I mean, you know, oh, but they look good. They turn out nice. So the cool thing about them is there's an LED lip right here. So we got the LED lip on them. So now I need to order the LEDs. So we're gonna put white LEDs all along here to shine on the wall to make it even brighter in here. So pretty excited. Audio control just stopped in to say hi.
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 What's going on?
Whoa. Whoa. Just
up,
how many
buddy?
bags of wire ties do you use? We use a lot. I mean, the average... Hold on, let me see if I can get to them over here. These are the cabinets that we just store stuff in.
We have to order.
Yeah, that's right. You should have reminded me when I talked to Archie. So, like, a bag of 4-inch zip ties is here. So there's that's 1,000 zip ties, if that just gives you an idea. So we buy them obviously by the 1,000. This drawer is for open bags. So you grab what you need. So here's the 8-inch there again, they come as 1,000. So you grab what you need out of the bag, and then when you get over to the desk, so this cup here is my 4-inch zip ties, and then my Twilight cup here is my 8-inch zip ties. And then over on Fernando's desk, he doesn't really use 8-inch zip ties all that much. So he has his 4-inch zip ties here in that cup. And then in the bags, inside of the tool bag, so there's your tape bag. And then this is a zip tie bag. So this is his 4-inch zip tie. There's a pair of cutters in here. And then you go deep down, there's his 8-inch zip ties there. And then if you go over into here, both my green bags are for zip ties. So 4-inch has the cutters, 8-inch does it. So there's zip ties everywhere. And as you can see on the floor, you know, so these are all just dead zip ties. We haven't swept up yet because it was from this car. So
It's a lot of zip ties.
but you know, you just buy a bunch, go from there. What's up? Team zip tie for life. Well,
Tie.
do you even zip tie, bro?
Do you have a shirt like that?
We have a shirt. We're located in Clearwater, Florida. Got here late. You have new shelves in the bay. Yeah, we added new cabinets. So, cabinets. Next up is going to be the which we were talking about yesterday. These, by the way, are awesome. These are the desks we use for when we do the show. When you see us sitting down, so we actually have this one here that we were using that has the drawers in it. And we bought a second one to go here, but no. So we bought a second one to go there, but we've had so much fun with it back here, we've left it back here for now. Plus, it's kind of an experiment to see if this room is missed. But this cabinet, I think, is going to be next. We're going to order more of these and get rid of this because we have 3 things here. We have the chop saw, the big orbital, the big sander, and the Rockwell, which they make a new version of that I really want because this is stupid, but you really need this to keep the blade straight when it's going. But we want to get an oscillating disc sander, which would need to go here, which is where all this crap is going to go up in here. So, you know, it's just never done. It's never done. How did the Tosh optical work on the Honda Access DSP? We didn't. That particular model doesn't have the option for that. That is only their high-end one. So we did not
What did we do? That was the L.
We did the L. That is only for the X. So it is an option that you can get when you. But the X was not available. The mail was our awards, and Mr. Ohio sent us. Chris from Ohio sent us some stuff. So he sent us a classic distribution block that I have not opened yet, and a classic Alpine polo shirt that I don't know what we're gonna do yet, and also some F mods. Ooh, These F mods? Yeah, SoundQuest. Ooh, SoundQuest. Really? High pass. Well, I didn't realize that. We'll talk more about these on another show. These are kind of cool. And then some old school fuses, and that's about it. So we'll take a look at that on another show, and we got some more time to kind of dig into some neat stuff. One thing that you want to keep in mind, like in this truck, like we were showing you, if we had the key in here from the past, off of the factory radio. So the first thing you need to do is you need to retune the key, because now it's going to be off of the high 10, which doesn't have all the EQ bullshit baloney that this had. So we were able to reset your key, put the microphone back in, hold your button for 10 seconds, you'll hear a tone, and then once it's done that, it's all set and ready to go again. So naturally we have the microphone here for the key. We retuned it, took all of 5 minutes, and then it's all set. Reset the gains and go from there. What's a good affordable routing table? Some assuming routable. I honestly don't know. I mean, but yeah, I mean we use the Jessam lifts. The gray ones here. This is the more affordable lift. And then of course we make our own table with the Jessam lifts, and then the Porter cable router for it is a better. You know, this is a pretty decent price. The black one is like the Pro. We bought this one first because we just didn't know, and way more expensive than needed to be. And then so we bought underneath the calendars over here is another Jessam lift that we haven't had a chance to finish yet. This is going to be for the animal, but yeah. So you just bought the whole set.
Animal.
You caught that, huh? Hey, you know. Where are you from? I mean, originally? Or like, are we gonna go on a date? I mean, what's going on? But we are in Clearwater, Florida. So for those of you that don't know where that is, maybe you've heard of this little restaurant here. That building right there is the original Hooters. That's Hooters #1. That's where it all started. So that's where we all figured out about chicken wings and football and girls and short orange shorts with stuff. So, yep, that's it. Good fun, right?
Yes.
No, that. Put it in reverse.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't checked that yet. So, how good are LED one lights used? I mean, they're phenomenal. I mean, so like we've said in the past, Saber light is what we use. This is a classic Saber light. This is the new Saber light. So hold on, let me flip these around. This is the original Saber light. This is the new Saber light that uses the different style LED, which I much prefer over these. As you can see, definitely brighter compared to that. They're not cheap, but if you want to find them, we do have them on D&F Tool Drawer. They're pretty versatile as far as how this goes. You can do all kinds of neat things. It works?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
This is better.
Yeah, oh, definitely better.
They don't make this ones anymore, I think.
No. See, the problem is we buy 2 at a time, and as you can see, we have 1 of each one left. So somebody walked away with a cool light. And then when you look at the ones we use for the top, when we're up top in a car, so you have the longer one, which is what we use on a pickup, and then you have the shorter one, which is for a regular car. These, obviously, these will stretch to be long, but we like the more, obviously more light. So that's why you have 2 of each. So normal car, truck, or if we need to, we can move 1 into the trunk or under the hood. There's no pretty way to put the cables. It's just, but they're zip tied into the wall so that they don't come off or come unplugged. And then of course the thing that sucks about them is they have they're battery operated now. So this one here was the original non-battery operated, but now they only come battery. And of course the batteries don't last. So these ends always break out. So you have to zip tie the cables onto the mount so that you don't rip this off and totally destroy them, because we've done that, of course. So this is the one thing that sucks about them is this. I don't care for this, but the lights are so nice. I have a D6 volt Hunter with a Pioneer deck, and I have ground noise on my tweeters. How can I fix it? You sure it's just not the whole amplifier? I mean, you might be hearing it from the tweeters because it's probably the whole amplifier. There again, it's a Pioneer. There's a couple different things it can be. It could be your gains are too high. Could be have a bad ground. Could be a bad RCA. Have you tried anything yet? I guess would be the first thing to do. Also, it's a Pioneer, so if you've ever unplugged the RCAs or plugged them in and you've touched the center pin to ground, you could have blew the Pico fuse that's inside of it, which will give you, there's a Pico fuse inside of it, an unreplaceable fuse that connects the, it's for the RCAs, and when that blows, you get noise, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, but that's the last thing I would check. I would definitely go and try to figure out
What's the Pico?
other things first, like try new RCAs and stuff. Hey guys, I have a question and no one can seem to help me. I have a 2017 Ford Explorer XLT with 8.4 inch touchscreen with navigation non-Sony amplified. I'm putting a JL C1 components. All right, well, where's the question? Is there more to the question? New York, Long Island in the room.
Move your left.
I'm sorry. So I'm assuming there's more to the question. I had those LED lights and fixed the plug problem. Did you glue it? We thought about gluing it. I just never, honestly, we just never think about it until we're like, ah, crap, kind of thing. Always have issues with noise, but yes, probably a blown Pico fuse in the Pioneer. Yeah, it's a nightmare, right? That's when you see the guys that solder wire all around the shield RCAs and connect it to the chassis. That's why they've done that, because they didn't want to send it back and have it fixed. The fuse is for the ground on the RCAs. I haven't had one do it in a really, really long time, but I'm kind of curious what the rest of your question is. Pick me scrolling. Jacksonville, Florida, checking in. Was hoping for mail to show up by today. Oh, no problem. I know, but it didn't. It's okay. When is the D1300 releasing? I want to say 2 months next. So it's February, March, April. I think April is, the tentative release date. Put it this way. When you see us do a review of it, know it's right around the corner. We don't have one yet, though, so we'll do Bobby. You too, man. What's up from Dallas? Oh my God, it's Ground Zero. He's in Dallas.
Ground Zero?
Yeah, he's at Ground Zero, Dallas. He's in Dallas, where it's freezing. It's all the rage here. Like, news-wise, it's all anyone's talking about in Florida is Texas. I guess it's just because we look at it like, if it ever does what it's doing in Texas and Florida, then the world is over. Because there's no way that's ever going to happen. Can I run 12,000 watts with a single 6,000 4-gauge? Why did I say 12? 2,000 watts. It depends. Let's go back to how much current draw is actually coming from the amplifier. That's the thing. Power wire chart. Go onto YouTube, go onto Google, type in DC power wire chart. It's going to give you the length. It's going to give you the amperage draw, and it'll tell you how thick the wire has to be. That's it. It's real simple. You can also find that on Kicker's website. In the front doors, I have the JL Audio C1, 6.5. In the rear doors, I have rear doors. Okay, coaxials for the rear doors. For a sub, an Alpine R-Type. My sub amp is an Alpine. Okay, 4-channel amp is an Alpine. I'm not sure. Oh, that's neat. I'm not sure if I can amplify the center channel speaker with this amp. Was wondering if it's possible or if I should just leave the center channel alone. So it's all right. So long question to get to the point. You have a 4-channel amp. You have a mono block. You have all new speakers. There's a center channel just like there was in this car, in your Explorer. What do? It's not an upmix center channel, okay? So there's no actual unique data being fed to that center channel that is giving you a center image. It's the most basic center channel of them all, meaning that if you disconnected it you're not going to lose anything. If you leave it connected, you're just going to have a speaker in the center of your dash. You can't amplify it with your 4-channel amplifier because you would just create an odd ohm load. Like you'd have to hook it up either to the left or to the right, and or do a mixed mono where you bridge it to the amplifier, but you'd need an 8 ohm speaker to do that, which it's not. The reality is you're just going to disconnect it and not use it because it's utterly pointless. If you wanted to use it and have it actually do something, you'd want to look for a DSP that has a center channel up mixer built into it, like a Helix, or Helix would probably be the cheapest. Helix Mini DSP. This guy right here, the Helix Mini DSP has a center channel up mixer. You'd still need an amplifier, but this has 6 channels of output to do front, rear, sub, center. And then that would actually give you the ability to make a true center channel, as it were. But keep in mind, it's stereo sound, so the reason why you have to have a up mixer, as it's called, or just a fancy name for saying a processor, because stereo doesn't have center recorded in it like a surround sound in your house does. 5.1, 6.1, 7.1, 10.1, 112.1, whatever these things are. Those multi-channel encodings are done for you, and then there's just a decoder that reads it. To do it in a car, you're feeding it a left and right signal only, so you have to have a decoder, an up mixer, as it were, in the car to create the center channel output.
Did you talk about the iData stuff?
The new stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know what the new stuff is. Like, I don't have it all memorized.
No. Did you remember the video?
I'm not worried about that today. Yeah, that's not that important. But thank you for confusing me. Okay. What will sound warmer, Hertz or ground zero speakers?
But right now they're in Texas, so they cold, not warm. Oof.
So warm is one of those weird terms that people use. That's like bright. There's warm. There's smooth. There's soft. There's all these weird things. The tweeter in the Hertz is a unique tweeter in the sense that it's a silk or a cloth dome tweeter, but it's really bright, whereas I think they went the other way, but it's still equally loud. So I don't know. If we're talking about the tweeter like we were looking at this morning, that's a bigger tweeter. So you'd probably have to compare that to like a Legend, but not.
What do you think?
Yeah, but Tommy would have to heard the Hertz. I don't know. I mean, they're both really nice tweeters.
Oh yeah.
If in question, just run 0 gauge. Oh yeah, of course, Bobby. My question is, I need a recommendation for an active line output converter. I have been recommending the LC7i, WaveTech 8 pack, Amp Pro for sound for 4. Okay, all right. So you don't have a Sony though, so that's not going to work. All right. Here's what you can do if you want to retain your center channel like we talked about. There's 2 options you have right now. LC7i, yeah, it'll do the job. You're going to need some blue LGDs. However, go watch our video on the Ford Explorer that we did. What you want to type in to do your search. This will answer all your questions. Go do a search for the iData DFO2. Okay, so type in DFO2, iData. And what you're going to see in that video is we use this harness on your non-Sony radio connected to the DSR1 to give us it's going to reflash the radio. It's going to take away the EQ crossover, all the factory crap that's in there. It's going to give you a variable voltage 4-volt clean output. We show you that in the video. So if you're looking for a smooth output done, yay, you can do this. Another thing that is coming out, which we talked about in the news this morning, is the RCA harness for this cable, so that you can do this and just an AR and go to any processor you want. Which means if you wanted to keep the center channel and get the up mixer. Now, as far as expense goes, which is entirely up to you, this is going to be the most affordable way to do it. You're going to get an 8-channel DSP processor with that. You can choose a center channel output, but it's not an up mixer. Think of it as just basically like your truck right now. Just you get an EQ so you can have some fun with it and add some time delay. 16 Colorado, keeping factory radio. Someone makes a split harness. I'm guessing you mean a T harness. There's like one company and they want way too much money for it, so we don't use it. What we've been doing is going into the harness. So unfortunately, there was a company that was supposed to come out with one. Your harness looks like this. This would have been the harness, but it never got made. As of right now, no one has this. But what we end up doing is we pull the factory harness down far enough and we buy a 1728 BHA 1728 or a 1782. So we buy 1782 harnesses, the 70 and a 71, and we create our own plug that we can unplug and plug back in. The problem is you got to buy a bunch of them because you got to buy 3 depending on what you're trying to do. But that's what we do. That way we can solder those in and make our own plug that we can unplug, do our installation, and then plug it back in if they wanted to take it out or do whatever there is to it. But you have to buy like 4 harnesses because you need to solder a set into the car, and then you need a set to go outside, you know, to hook up your signal and your RCAs. So yeah, we know there's more coming, but right now, no, we don't have one. So it's kind of a bummer. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's speed up to the end. As 9605, a Pioneer, good amp. Yeah, it's a great price, good power. What would you suggest for an SQ shallow mount sub for a 2018 Tacoma? Where are you gonna go with it? What we've been doing for those is, so if you're just gonna do one, what we've been doing in the Tacoma is the Comp RT factory box. And also we've been doing the 10-inch L7R, which is the factory box. So basically it looks like this guy right here. So this is the 12, which is a little big if you're trying to put it off on that driver's side where the big old panel is. The one thing you have to do is that there is a piece right here that gets in the way that you need to remove, but the 10-inch version of this will fit below the rail. There are a couple companies that make a box for that, so you can take all that plastic crap out and fit 2 10s in there, which is kind of nice. But yeah, are you going to get into EQing with Jeff Smith next week? Maybe show some examples. Yes, we're gonna talk all about EQing and things like that. I'll ask him what software he wants to have, and I'll have it loaded up so that we can talk to him about it. Have him kind of give an overview. Obviously, you know, maybe I can talk to him about maybe taking some screenshots of stuff in his car would probably be a good idea. Have you gotten to play with the Ground Zero? No, not yet. Why do they keep telling that I need another DSP if I have a D6 1200 for 2017 Honda Accord? All right, 17 Accord. Well, if it's a 17 Accord, so I thought 18. Oh, cancel. All right, sorry about that. So 2017 Accord, that if memory serves, that should be the previous body style, meaning before the current model. If I'm correct on that, no, you don't need anything else if you've got a D6 1200. You're talking to somebody that doesn't know anything that they're talking about, apparently not familiar with the product. Move on to the next guy, call audio control, see if they have anybody in your area. If it is the new body style, which I think starts in 2018, then, you know, like the video we put out on Wednesday, that could be the confusion there, but I think a 7, if that's the old one, you're all set. Thank you, Elias. Ground Zero high-end amps are amazing. Thank you. And you would know. I have the Comp RT with the passive radiator in my Tacoma. On the Pioneer, sounds pretty good. Yes. We were talking about a Tacoma, right? Or were we talking about a Tundra? God, I always get those two confused, not gonna lie. Tundra, so a Tundra, if you have a Tundra, Rockford makes the P3 shallow prefab box that'll fit right behind the back seat. If you have a Tacoma, then do everything I'd said previous. Gotta go, have a great day. You too, Victor. How is the sound quality on the full-size Rockford Fosgate power amplifiers? So they make several full-size. So they make the Punch, which is their mainstream line of full-size amplifiers, and they make the Power series, which has been around for like 16 years, something like that. They're both equally nice, but it's just not the focus of the company for the most part. I mean, they're great amplifiers. I mean, Jesus, the T-series amplifiers they're freaking awesome amplifiers for sure. However, it's weird. Yeah. Hey, sent you a pic from, okay. Best sub to replace in a factory location 2015 Honda Pilot with RES. I got nothing for that. I mean, maybe the Pioneer 8-inch shell amount. I don't think we've ever done it because it sucks. I mean, if it's just blown, then yeah, Pioneer's little 8-inch is probably the best. And or JBL also makes a factory replacement subwoofer that's pretty cool because it's a universal fit. It comes like it looks like a giant tweeter because you can actually move the subwoofer in and out depending on the mounting location you have. Whereas the Pioneer just has a really big flange on it to hit a bunch of different screw points, but those are the two kind of replacements for factories. What's the difference between an AB class versus Class D as far as SQ goes? Well, it depends who you're talking to. Most people will sit there and go, oh, if you're not using AB, then you suck and you can't do anything. And then you look and go, well, I mean, most of you guys couldn't tell the difference between Class A, Class B anyways. But it has to do with the pulse width modulation and how much EQ has to go into the Class D amplifier to get the better sound out of them. And the higher frequency range is typically what they're talking about. I gotta be honest with you, at this point in my life, I don't know if I could sit in a car and go, oh, that's AB, that's D. I don't know. Would I like an AB class amplifier? Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of Morel ones, but I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's one of those things where people get way more hung up on stuff. Buy some better speakers. You know, if you're gonna sit there and just buy better speakers, because the other thing too now is like you can get AB class amplifiers pretty cheap, and everyone just assumes because it's like, oh man, I got this AB class amplifier for $150. It's gonna be way better than this $300-400 Class D amplifier. And the answer to that question would be no, it's not at all. So what speaker and box would you recommend for 2018 Nissan Altima that won't take up much space but will produce great amounts of power? And what amp would you recommend? I mean, there again, that's one of those loaded questions. You could get into... So I'll give you three. Kenwood makes a new subwoofer enclosure that they just came out with in a single 12 with a red line on it. It's basically a copy of the JL box that the JL has been making for years and years and years, and that it can sit as a down-firing subwoofer enclosure, and or you can flip the box and have it fire towards the back. To me, it's one of the coolest things JL ever came up with, and I'm glad Kenwood finally copied it because it gives you very utilitarian aspects of it. If you're putting a bunch of crap in your trunk, you flip the box down, you got a down-firing box, you can put all the crap in there you want, you don't have to worry about damaging your woofer. The woofer does have a grill on it, so that makes things easy. One of my favorite boxes to put in a car is the Rockford P312 factory box. Buying the grill for it. It sits in the corner, doesn't take up too much room, puts out a ton of bass. Now, if you want the loudest bitch on the block, then you're gonna wanna look at the Q-Class kicker box. They make a 112, it sits in the corner. There again, it's a corner wedged box as far as they're going to the left or right side of your trunk. Put about 900,000 watts to that thing. Yeah, it's just stupid amounts of bass. Power for all of those. If you're looking at the Kenwood makes a cool little monoblock amplifier in the Exelon line that would power it just fine. That would also power the Rockford P3. If you're one of those guys that has to match, you could look at like an R2 monoblock from Rockford to power that thing up. And for the kicker, believe it or not, I like to put the Rockford T750.1 onto that guy because it's tiny, it's small, it'll go anywhere. But you could also get into a much bigger like KS series or something, an amplifier. I like the Rockford because of its size. And also, if you want to go size-wise, you could check out something like the Sound Digital. because they make a 1200.1 or 1200.2, 1200.2. That would also be small and compact and go in there. You could probably hide that under a seat. How to mirror link in a Chevy Traxxas. Just take double-sided tape, put it to the back of your phone, and stick it to the radio. It's the best way to do it. It's not a thing, man. It's not a thing. It's just, that doesn't, mirror link is something that Android came out with, no one adopted, and it doesn't work on iPhones because it's an Android feature. To get your phone to stream onto your radio, you have to be able to unlock the radio and get some form of audio video input to it, which most companies have abandoned. They just don't do it anymore because most phone companies have locked the analog output on their phone. So not a big thing. Plus, you got to look at this. The one thing is the screen you're looking at me on right now is 1080 or more. The screen that's in your dash is 480. Okay, 480 at its widest spot, so it's not gonna look real good. Alpine, ILX, or the Pioneer floating screen. For this, I'm gonna go Pioneer. I like the Pioneer. I think it's a way cleaner look. How is the SQ on the new Kicker L7 subs? Oh, it's freaking stupid. Yeah, it's nice. What car would you like to work on that you haven't yet? I don't know. I'll have to ask Fernando that one. I really don't think of it like that. That part of my life is gone. Like when I was younger, that was something I wanted to do. It's like, oh, I can't wait to work on a Lamborghini. I can't wait to work on a Ferrari, a Bentley, all that stuff. And then once you do it, you're like, why was that such a thing? So no, I don't. I think I get more excited about working with specific equipment. Like it's like, oh, I want to work with that piece of equipment. But most of the time, it's always ruined by time. So for me, I think it's more, I can't wait to put this piece of equipment in a car, period, not necessarily what car do I get to put it in. Best free fat box for 2011 Dodge Ram. Ooh. Maybe an A-Trend. Yeah, I would look at an A-Trend. If you're looking for loud, use the Fox Acoustics is like the loudest Rhino line, but if you're looking for just like normal box, check out the A-Trend. How do you find car-specific harnesses for Helix DSP Mini? Have you been to Audio Tech Fisher's website? That would be the first place I would start because that's who owns them. I'm sure there'd be links there, but it's Audio Tech Fisher. And if you can't find them there, you could always go to MSC. Check the link that we put in the description for today's news show over on Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips. That'll take you to the American distributor, or rep, I should say, and if they would know. Hi, Dean, just quick survey. Focal and Morel speakers. I mean, come on, I'm a Focal. I'm not a Focal guy. I mean, I like Focal, but I'm a Morel guy. I mean, I'm gonna. That's what I have. All the speakers I own are all Morel. Always kicks out whenever the first car starts up. Extra unplug, plug in, and it works fine. Ooh, that's weird. Is there a software update? Have you checked to see if there's a software update? That would be the first. Anytime a radio does something silly, the first thing you want to do is check to see if there's a software update. And then check the cable. Audio control, lineup, converter versus WaveTech. I mean, we use audio control. That's just, yeah. I mean, we've played with the WaveTech stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just we use the audio control. So it's kind of one of those things. We just went that way. Well, if you're asking Dean. Yeah, exactly right. Hold on, let's... I bet he says his Phonic RTA. What was the question? I should go back to that. What is your... All right, hold on. Jesus. What is your favorite tool to use in the shop? Oh, that'd be a good guess. My Phonic RTA is definitely one of the funnest. Yeah, the RTA is definitely the funnest. However, the laser. The laser is 100% the coolest tool that I've ever owned. That's it. There's no question about it. I like the Phonics because it's, an RTA, and RTAs will tell no lies and just give you anything you want. The the sad thing is that without an RTA, a lot of the people don't know what the hell they're doing in car audio because they can't see anything. They're just guessing. Prime example of that is if you caught the video we just did on the Access interface for the Honda, at the very end we talk about a feature we found in it that is like a safety feature, that if you didn't have an RTA connected to it and could see what it was doing, and you went ahead and tuned your car with it like that, then you'd have some blown tweeters in the end of the day. So, you know, an RTA is very important. Another example of that, we had yesterday or the day before, I don't remember which one it was, we had a Ford Raptor in with a BO system that we were integrating into. Most of the time when you have a Ford with a Bang & Olufsen system, you just do nav TVP, simple upgrade, put all new amplifiers. This guy didn't want to do that, he just wanted to add subs. So this has a factory subwoofer, BO sub, and you're like, hey, no problem, I'll just tap into this, right? Everyone thinks that. If there's a sub output, there's a subwoofer, I'm gonna tap into that speaker, and that's all I need to do. However, you could have seen this with a voltmeter, but we saw it with a voltmeter and an RTA because I'm redundant, I wanna see both. We wanted to check the output voltage of the amplifier to find out what kind of high level to low level adapter we needed to run. Do we need something with 20 volts? Do we need something that'll take 10 volts, 13 volts? These are all things you need to know. So we hooked up our digital multimeter first, turned the car on, played 40 hertz, shot right up to 22 volts, and as it just sat there and went, and it rested at 6 volts. I'm like, whoa, what just happened? It's not supposed to do that. That's not how things work. Pull out the RTA, plug it in, repeat the thing, boom, 22 volts, drops down to 6 volts. Very slowly, it's like, 6 volts. Now we can see it on the RTA and we're like, that doesn't make any sense. We could also see on the RTA when the amplifier was clipping. Like we were playing it at like 25 and it was just like, you could see the clip on the RTA and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. What the hell's going on here? So as it turns out, that's actually a very bad signal output to use. Put load generators on it, all kinds of things, nothing worked. So did a little bit of research, found out that output on that amplifier is not the best thing to use to integrate a subwoofer. In other words, don't even use it. You want to use the front door speaker. That's actually a cleaner signal and won't give you any issues. They had already turned off the fake engine noise, so we were able to go in, boom, hook it up, key lock on it to DEQ it. Oh, fabulous, key lock, oh my gosh. Factory system, definitely, must. Anyways, got it all hooked up, boom, Bob's your uncle, everyone was happy. But without an RTA, you would have wondered what the hell is happening. So much so that I actually had a call today from a friend of mine that's working on a Mustang that has the exact same problem on it. He's not using his RTA apparently, or he would have solved the problem. But he was just like, is this really happening? I'm like, yeah, it's real. It's pretty screwed up for sure. So, yes. But I mean, the laser always is gonna win right now. All right, so let's move in. South Africa in the house. The speaker shop said it's the head unit. Oh, okay. I have a Pioneer, but it keeps getting a static noise even after the ground loop isolator. The speaker shop said it's the head unit. So there's a lot of things that can cause random staticky noises in radios. It's not necessarily the radio. It could be your motor. It could be something in the engine bay of the car that's going bad and causing issues with it. So you have to figure out what the static is. Is the static only when the engine is running? If it is, then you might have something. You might want to do some checks, or have the alternator checked, or have the spark plug wires checked, or do a little bit more research underneath the car, especially if it's an older car. Because those are the cars that have those kind of problems. I had a Mustang one time that we had a noise that we could not get rid of. Turned out it was a bad spark plug wire. It was ridiculous. Put a day and a half trying to get noise out of this. He goes and gets new spark plug wires and it's gone like that. But yeah, I mean, we tried new radios, new EQs, new everything, and nothing. So it was the car. It's just kind of happens. It's all the time. It could be the radio, or it could be the amplifier. If you only have a radio in there, then there again. If it's, take it out of the car and install it on the bench and see what it does. Try a different power source. You have to think unconventionally to solve conventional problems. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Wow, what do we got? 92 Acura Legend. Ooh. Does it have a factory amplifier in it? Are you going out of the radio into a factory amplifier? That'd be something to check too. Because it's an Acura Legend, there's a chance it could have a factory amplifier. Alpine X Series speakers on par with Morel or Focal, definitely. Depending on the series you're looking at. So, price point, performance, yes, the X Series are phenomenal speakers that are definitely on point with those two brands in their apples for apples comparison. Does that mean that they're better or worse? That comes down to the ear and your preference in sound. They are an excellent sounding speaker. But, you know, when you're comparing them with other $550 set of speakers, I think is what they go for, I might be wrong, then yes, they are on par with those. Alpine does not pull any punches. They make some really good speakers. It's just, you know, people used to go, it's Alpine, they're badass. People don't do that anymore because Alpine, there's so many competitors now that make badass speakers. So, but yes, those are phenomenal. Those X Series speakers, definitely nice, and the tweeter on that thing is so smooth, man. Oh my God, they're beautiful sounding speakers. When I put the door panel back, it pushes the cone. Yeah, that's a total possibility with the Corolla and that. Listen, these are universal speaker spacers that don't always work. Prime example is the car you're working on right there. It pushes the cone. That means that's not necessarily going to work. We run into the same thing on the Mustangs. The new Mustang will not take the speaker adapters that are out, even though it calls for those, and it's a good way to kill your speakers. The door panel just crushes right into it, so you have to make something thinner. It's just, you know, a lot of this is just kind of sort of stuff, so with that. All right, guys, listen, that's it for today. Thanks so much for tuning in to 5 Minutes with 5 Star. Like we said, we won't be here tomorrow. I won't be here tomorrow, so there'll be no Saturday shows. But we'll be back on Monday doing the live, ask some Q&A, and having some fun in Facebook. We got some stuff we're going to talk about on Monday with the Facebook. We're going to make some changes. So make sure you tune into that. And with that, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. It's Friday. Go do Friday things, and then have fun tomorrow, and we'll catch you back on Monday. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye.